now with the COVID, many people have their offices at home. So they are looking to have an extra office. They are looking to have an extra space to.
Renovating your home doesn't have to be difficult. It's all about understanding some key principles and having a plan. Welcome to the Behind the Renovation podcast. I'm your host, Alice T. Chan. I've been obsessed with all things home since I was 10 years old and have been improving homes professionally for nearly 2 decades. This podcast is dedicated to helping you navigate the messy and the magical when it comes to home improvement. Consider this the real talk behind the scenes, not the produced plot twists of home and garden television shows. Each week, I'll share my tried and true tips, lessons, and interviews with real people just like you who have renovated and lived to tell about it. Get ready to ugly cry happy tears as you do the happy dance. Okay, let's do this. Your new and improved home is waiting. If you're in the process of selling your home or preparing your house to sell, this season of the Behind the Renovation podcast is perfect for you. Over the next few weeks, I'm interviewing industry professionals and related businesses for the Home Selling Success Series to help you understand what home selling, buying, and renovating looks like in 2021 and how you can prepare yourself for the good, the bad, and that elusive virtue called patience. In today's episode, I am interviewing Adriana Martinez. Adriana is a Minnesota-based realtor at Coldwell Banker Realty. She's a certified international property and luxury real estate specialist, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals Twin Cities Marketing Director, and member of NAR and the SPAAR Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. Adriana is creative and very passionate about her work, community, and clients. Her previous background was in IT and the airlines industry. She studied cybernetic engineering and computer science at Salle University, and she was a member of the Tae Kwon Do Olympic team in Mexico. She and her husband love to travel around the world while documenting memories with film and drone photography. You can find Adriana on Facebook at Awesome Dream Homes Team or visit her at awesomedreamhomes.cbintouch.com. Welcome to the podcast, Adriana. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, Alice. It's so nice to meet you. Finally meet you in image and besides Facebook.
Absolutely. That's the one thing about social media that's nice. We get to meet people and then we get to see them. Technology allows us to do that now. That wasn't possible just not that long ago.
That is true. That is totally true.
So can you tell me where you're located?
Oh, I am in Minnesota. I am in Eagan, Minnesota is my office. So, yeah.
So what's happening in Minnesota right now? Because I'm sure you've heard all the craziness that's happening around the country.
It is pretty much general. It is pretty much what you have heard in California, you have heard here in Minnesota. The market, yes, is crazy. We have very low inventory and we have a very, very many buyers. All of them want the same house, so unfortunately. And yeah, and but something that I have noticed, I know you are a stager and you kind of put so pretty the houses. Something that I have noticed is that, yes, the houses that are not staged and they look that need TLC, they are still staying. Even when the market is crazy, they sell for less. And that is just a fact. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it pays to put a little more effort into putting your house on the market, even if it is hot. So you're telling me that you're seeing people who are actually putting their houses on the market and not preparing it properly.
Yes. We have seen, I have some buyers, and when I go to the houses and they see one that is very, very old, or unfortunately or fortunately, the buyers go with looks and they are emotional.
Yeah.
So when they see a house that is not prepared, that is not staged, that is dirty, it really kind of is a turn down for them. Yeah. Even when they are desperate to find a house. Normally, what I have seen is that houses that are not much in size, for example, small bedrooms and that, however, they are super nice staged. Buyers go and say, "Oh, I want that one. It's the one that I was dreaming with," and they cannot go beyond the looks. Some of the buyers. I mean, I'm not saying everybody. Many people is very savvy and they are researching internet. They know more. Buyers are more wise now than before. But still, there are many people that go with looks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show, making the right first impression is really, really important. And like you're saying, so if they like a house, they're more likely. So if it's not well prepared, if they like the house enough to put an offer, they are putting in a lower offer rather than having multiple offer situations where it's being bid up, right?
Well, what I have found is that if it's very bad prepared a house, is that it has one, two offers, but not the many offers that we have seen in other houses.
What was the most you've seen in your area, like in multiple offer situations?
Excuse me?
What is the most you've seen in multiple offers? Like the number, like 30, 40, 50? There's some houses that are crazy right now where they're getting like
I have seen 20 offers in one house.
Oh, wow.
And it depends also on the price of the house.
Sure.
In the average price, like here in Minnesota, is around, I'm not saying around because every single city in Minnesota changes as well, but it's an average of 350,000. So, yeah, those houses, we see many offers, like 15, 20, depending on the house, how well prepared, as we said, it is.
Yeah.
But in general, we are seeing multiple offers everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Now, is that normal in Minnesota? So outside of what's happening currently, is that something that's normal in the Minnesota market?
Before the COVID, no.
Mm-hmm.
No, we had the normal market would be probably, if it's a super beautiful house, yes, we see multiple offers and probably, I don't know, up to 4 or 5 offers.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, in normal market, we have seen kind of a 1, 2 offers at most. Wow. In a normal market.
So you must be keeping busy right now, huh?
Yes. Yeah, right now it's crazy. Everybody is, buyers are prepared to give their best and try to get the house. They are desperate to get a house. So sometimes you have to advise them to be also wise and not to just overspend in a house that is not going to a price or is not going to be that expensive how they want to put. As much as they want to put, sometimes you have to advise them and say, you know what, it might not a price on what you want to offer for this house. So
because in that case, if the appraisal price doesn't come in at whatever they offered at, they have to pay out of pocket for the difference, right?
Yes. And we try to put clauses in the contract saying, you know what, if it doesn't a price, we have the right to negotiate or we have the right to walk out. But normally the buyer wants that house and they are saying, oh yeah, I can put, I have all my savings here. And I said, well, it's not the case of you just getting totally out of money. The case is to find you a nice house. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's going to be challenging, but not because of that you have to get out of your money, right?
And you want to save some money because you need to buy new furniture, you want to decorate, you want to do all the fun things too once you get into the house.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to plan, and as in any good well planner would tell you, is like you have to save some money for some other things as well. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Are you noticing any trends with your buyers and maybe even with your sellers? Are they looking for something different now than they used to? Are there certain houses that are more popular now than they used to be?
Yes. Here in Minnesota, most of the houses have basements. I understand that is not the case in the whole country. For example, Texas is not common to have a basement.
Yeah, we don't have them here.
Yeah, but here in Minnesota now, buyers are looking for a finished basement and mainly with a bedroom or so they can live with in-laws or they can rent out, or they can make a good use for that basement. Yeah.
I think basements are pretty cool. The ones that I've seen, and it's usually somewhere in the Midwest or in the East Coast, basements are pretty popular, but having a whole downstairs space that's pretty much the span of your entire square footage is a nice option to have, especially over this past year when you needed more space to kind of hang out. It's somewhere to go hide, somewhere to go play, somewhere to just do extra things, or separate spaces for each family member, because everybody was doing everything from home.
Exactly. And yeah, the basements are totally another living area. They have from bedrooms, bathrooms, a bar, a cinema. They are totally a living area. So people are looking more and more to have that separate space for either, and now with the COVID, many people have their offices at home. So they are looking to have an extra office. They are looking to have an extra space to be able to mingle around the house if you want.
Escape
they
their
want
family if they have to.
Yeah, they want to have their independence even when they are together in one house.
Yes.
So they want spaces for a gym, they want spaces for an office, they want spaces for different activities that they have in their daily lives.
Yeah. So are things returning back to normal in your area?
Some offices are opening, and I guess some of them are talking about opening in July, August. We still have, I don't know, if you go to stores and that, you see kind of a 50-50, some people with masks, some other people without masks. In our office, we continue following all the protocols just for safety and for safety of our clients and ourselves. So we continue with the protocols of distance and masks. But yeah, the offices are opening and people are going back to work. I think it's very nice to be able to work from home, and to have all of this technology, as you mentioned, is very nice because you don't have to transport to one place to another. You save time, and that is the nice of it.
Yes.
But other than that, the mingling with people, the just having all of that life with other people is very, very well missed.
Absolutely. Well, things are just starting to get back to normal here. I think we haven't completely lifted the mask requirement yet for the state, but I think that's coming very soon. And probably by the time this recording is published, when we're live, it will be. I don't know. But, like you said, there's going to be people that are comfortable not wearing masks, and there's going to be people that prefer to wear masks for safety. And if whatever works for you, do what you have to do, right?
That is true.
It's just nice to have things starting to resume, and open houses. Are you guys having public open houses now?
We have some. It's not very popular yet.
Okay.
But it's kind of an opening now. The market is still kind of, as I said, crazy. So we still see for example, when we have showings, we see the case that we have to book 15 minutes at a time, 15 to 45 maximum at a time, and we have to wait for the person that is in the house to go out and then go in. Some realtors are allowing, or owners are allowing the overlapping showings, but it's very common to see that they don't allow overlapping showings.
Okay. So speaking of that, how are your clients, if you're working with a buyer, are the buyers looking online initially, and then they're searching for what's available in their price range, and then they come back to you and tell you, oh, I like, this house, and this house, and then from there, that's when you're more involved in the process, or are you searching for them and giving them the listings to preview?
Well, initially, I have a conversation with my clients and I interview them. I have a big questionnaire just to try to narrow down what they want. because we don't want to lose their time or anybody's time
Mhm.
just showing houses that they are not going to like, right? So I try to narrow down what they want, and then I send as many listings as I can, and
Yeah.
more than in this time that there are very few listings. I try to send them as much as I find, and I let them choose as many houses they want to see. Normally, we see from 3 to 5 houses in one day per client. So I think that is a good number to see houses. Other than that, they just become confused and they are like, okay, which one I saw first
I
and
know.
what did I see in this? And it's not, I mean, I guess in a normal human, it's not easy to remember every single detail of all the houses.
Sure.
So they take notes, I take notes. I try to keep a track of every house that we see and what they
Mhm.
like, what they didn't. And yeah, but normally, yes, I send them listings and they see them. Sometimes they find listings and they say, oh, I want to see this. And it depends on where they find them. Sometimes they send me a listing that is, oh, you know what? It has been sold already. So,
Oh, that's so
yeah.
sad.
Yeah, I mean it's very common that they, because they go to internet, they look for whatever they find there,
Mhm.
and they just see something nice that probably in some website hasn't been updated the listing or so.
Oh.
So they send me, oh, I want to see this house, and I go research it, and I said, oh, you know what, it's sold already. But yeah,
Yes, I'm sure that happens very quickly these days. I mean,
it
houses are
does.
selling within days. I
It
don't think
does.
people are, I don't know if it's happening with you, but I remember, people were delaying. They're saying we're accepting offers on a certain date, and then they make their decision. And they would push it out so that they can get those multiple offers. But I think that time frame is shortened now because everybody is so quick to make
Oh,
those
it has.
decisions.
It has. I mean, in a normal market, you can make your decision from one day to another and even wait 2 days, show it to the wife, and then, okay, we like this house, we want
Mhm.
to present an offer. But in this market, if you see a house that you like, make sure that
You're
that
ready.
10 other people are gonna like the same house.
Yes.
So if you like a house, you have to uh, be fast on a decision and
Sure.
yeah, present an offer and see if you get it, because you're gonna have competition. It's gonna be challenging, and yeah.
So now, have you been working with sellers as well during this market?
Yes, I
Okay.
have.
So
Mhm.
what are you advising your clients to do when they're getting ready to sell their house?
Well, first of all, they have to really take care of the little details, like they have to stage it well, no matter what. I mean, I know it's a hot market. I know it's going to sell eventually, but you
Mm-hmm.
want to sell for most money that you can, right? And I mean, in this market, why not to take advantage of the multiple offers market if you can? I mean, if you are a seller and you are going to have your house, I mean, you want those multiple offers to arrive to your house. And the
Mm-hmm.
way to do it is to present it very well. I mean, you have something that is not fixed. Well, fix it. I mean, sometimes it's not really very expensive things to do in a house. Is just, for example, just changing the knobs, the door knobs, is changing the switches, the light switches that look very old. Just put a new light switch. Sometimes it's just puffing your pillow. Sometimes you have very nice furniture. Just use it and present it the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
So I normally have a stager that I work with,
Mm-hmm.
and they give a 3 hour consultation to my clients. And besides that, if they want to go further, they can by all means, and the stager is gonna certainly advise them on what they need to do. And it's a complete change from a house that is not staged to a house that is staged.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Have you had any clients push back and say, we'll take our chances. It's a good market. We don't need to do anything. Has anybody said that to you?
Oh yeah, everybody tries to.
Oh, really?
But you just present the facts, and you just present whatever you have, the data that you have, and the data that you have is the houses that you have been selling, and you know what, this house sold this fast, and then you present the MLS information, the houses that have been staying in the market. You show the pictures that they have, you show how the house is, and they realize very, very quick, they realize that they need to present their house the best possible.
I'm interrupting my own podcast to let you know about a tool that I created to help those of you who may be feeling overwhelmed by the thought of a home renovation. When it comes to renovating your home, we know that you want to finish your project quickly and efficiently, especially when preparing a house to sell. In order to do that, you need to know what to do and in what order. The problem is there are many moving parts and it can be overwhelming. We believe renovating your home does not have to be difficult. It's all about understanding some key principles and having a plan. Over the past 2 decades, we have consulted on millions of dollars worth of real estate sales, and as a result, clients have done the happy dance all the way to the bank. Here's how you can do the same. Eliminate the guesswork and get your copy of the home selling edition of the Renovation Planner. The Renovation Planner was created to guide you through your home improvement process from start to finish. The planner will help you build your project plan so that you can renovate with confidence. This new edition will be available at therenovationplanner.com. That's therenovationplanner.com. If it's not live as of this recording, join the waitlist and you will be notified as soon as it's ready for purchase. In the meantime, you can also download our free guide to avoiding costly mistakes on your renovation projects so that you can stop spinning your wheels and start improving your home today. All the links are going to be in the show notes, or you can visit us at alicetchan.com for all the information that you need. Cheers to your soon-to-be new and improved home. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and because I know if I'm in the market for a house or for anything, right? You're excited. And nowadays we have access to the internet and information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know if I'm the buyer, I would be searching every single real estate site possible, looking for potential properties that I would be remotely qualified to purchase. And the ones that are going to stand out are going to be the ones that have beautiful photos of places that I would want to live in. Nobody, even that same homeowner who owns that house, would not want to buy their house if it looked boring and ugly the way it's being presented, if they were to do nothing.
That is true.
So it makes no sense to me if somebody says, oh, I don't want to do anything. But if they were looking on the internet and they saw their own house, they would be disappointed. They would not be interested in that same house. So it's worth doing a little extra to get so much more in return, and quickly too. I mean, if you're going to sell your house, you're going to probably looking to buy another house. You're going to need the cash from your current property, the funds from that, in order to qualify for, unless you have lots of money and it doesn't matter. But generally speaking, for your average person, they need the funds from their current property so that they can roll it into their new home, right?
That is completely true. They need to sell fast because they need to move fast to the other property. And nowadays, everything is kind of a tight. Like if you are going to move, it's because you already have something in the horizon to move to, and you want the most money to pay for your new house. So yeah, it just makes sense to present it the best and sell it the best.
See, everybody needs a good person to coach you through the process, like Adriana, so that you're not making these mistakes. And it doesn't matter which market you're in. We're hearing it over and over again. It is a hot market. It is a very competitive market. There is properties that are selling very quickly, but at the same time, if you're not presenting it properly and you're not giving what buyers really want, you're going to suffer as well, because your property is not going to sell as quickly, and more than likely, you're not going to sell it for those top dollar that all your competition, your supposed competition, which you're not even a competition because nobody wants your house. So it makes no sense. So definitely put forth the effort.
That is true.
Are you noticing anything in the Minnesota market specifically, or, what was your market like last year when everything kind of first happened, like March of 2020? maybe the first few months compared to what's happening now, because everything exploding, but also everything is also changing. You know, the landscape is changing. Things are starting to go back to normal. So I'm sure you've noticed a complete change over the last year.
Oh yes, it did. It did, and it is curious, but we have both sides. People that wanted to hurry on selling everything what they had, and people
Oh my God, I'm
that
not going to get any money for my house, right?
yes,
The
and
panic.
people that put totally the brakes and say, no, I'm not gonna sell now. I'm going to sell later. So it happened both. When it just started, now it's crazy, but that was another type of crazy at that time because we had people that said, we have to hurry, we have to sell it because we're not going to be able to sell it later. Some people said, oh,
They're
you know
probably
what?
kicking
No.
themselves now.
Yeah. And some people said that no, we are not selling. We are going to stay. We don't know what is happening. The uncertainty certainly hit everybody.
Yeah.
So people took kind of a very, very random decisions at that moment. And very few people took it like a no, we continue normal. So I guess it happened a little bit of everything, but we saw very, very much those two extremes.
And I'm sure everybody can relate to that, no matter which market they're in. That's probably right. And there's a lot of people who panicked and said, "Oh my gosh, if I have to sell, I need to do it now because I don't want to lose money." But they're probably, if they know what their house is worth now, they're like, "Dang it, I should have waited."
Probably, but as I said, I mean, when there is uncertainty, you don't know. You don't know what is coming. You don't know if it's going to be better or it's going to be worse.
Sure.
So it's kind of okay, I just have to make a decision, or do I stop or do I continue? And that is what happened.
Yes. And you just got to be okay with the decision that you make because you can't change it. Nobody knew how long this was going to be. People thought it might be a month and it turned into 3 months, turned into a whole year. And then, who would imagine that we can get a vaccine so quickly and things are starting to kind of resume. So be grateful for everything that we have, right?
Yes, I mean, just be grateful for every day that you have. And right now, I mean, I don't know. At that point, nobody knew that a vaccine was coming. And who knows, we might not ever have a vaccine and what would happen, right?
Right.
Thankfully, we do. And we have several options as well. So that is something that is kind of to be grateful for. And
for sure.
And that's what is allowing us to go out again and resume our lives.
Absolutely.
Hopefully soon.
Did you notice a lot of people that were buying and selling their local people, or are you noticing people moving into your area from other states?
I have some people that is moving from other states to Minnesota. Minnesota is still kind of very affordable comparing to other states like California or New York. So yeah, some people are moving from other states. I am also in the international market, and what I have noticed is that people is not buying many properties right now because of the COVID and that. It kind of a slowdown in that area as well. But people are still buying. I mean, it slowed down, but it didn't stop. So people are still buying abroad. People are still coming from other countries and buying here. Yeah.
So which markets are you seeing people buying internationally? That's interesting because you don't think about that. You always think about your local area, but we're such a global market these days. People are buying properties all over the world. So which markets are you seeing people are still purchasing, or where has it completely stopped?
Well, Cancun is a very good example. People are buying a lot in Cancun in kind of second homes, and also Costa Rica, for example. People are buying in those places. Yes,
so lots of South American areas. They're purchasing more. But is that because they're a little more relaxed? They were a little more relaxed during this whole pandemic situation versus like Europe. Europe was hit very, very hard, and they're just starting to slowly reopen. So, but also you have a lot of the beaches and like the vacation vibes in those other areas like Costa Rica and Cancun versus, you know, European countries, let's say.
Yeah, I think that is the case, and also here in United States, many people are moving from Minnesota to Florida, kind of thinking already on early retirement. And something that is very interesting is because of the COVID, people are realizing that technology is very nice, and they can even work from wherever they are in the world. So people are buying houses, second homes in other countries, and working from there.
Yeah.
So that is another market that we are seeing, that is kind of having a trend.
Yeah, that's the new lifestyle. Everybody wants to work from their laptop from wherever they are, which is, hey, that's a personal goal too.
Yes, and I mean, I don't blame them, man. It's possible now with all the technology that we have. You can be wherever you want.
True, absolutely. So now, what would you say, and I've been asking everybody this, has been the craziest thing that's happened to you over this past year?
The craziest one. A little bit of everything, I guess. I mean, just the change. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
did you have any one specific buying or selling experience or something personal that happened that you're like, I would have never thought this was going to happen, or it's just not normal?
Well, now it's normal to have transactions pretty much all over the internet. You just show the houses. But yeah, I have a case where my clients were everything was through the Facebook Messenger. Everything. So that was, yeah. So that was kind of a little crazy to me, but it was their preference. So sending contracts, sending everything pretty much almost through Messenger, Facebook.
That's so weird. I wonder why not even taking it off on Zoom or taking it offline to email. They wanted everything on Facebook Messenger, huh?
Mainly. I mean, there were cases like they had to sign, I had to send it through my Instanet system and things like that. But all the decisions, everything was through Facebook Messenger, and he contacted the wife contacted him, and yeah, it was kind of interesting because you weren't used to see your client and go and discuss with them everything, even through Zoom or so, but now everything was through Messenger. So that was probably one of the craziest ones.
Huh, that I would have never imagined. And did you know them before or no? They just met you through?
Yes, I knew them. They were previous clients as well.
Okay.
So probably that made it a little easier.
Okay.
But still, it was kind of okay. Let's go to Messenger.
Hey, whatever works, as long as the transaction went through and everybody's happy, use whatever platform works for you, right?
That is true.
Huh. It's almost interesting to think that nowadays, because of technology, there's so many people that we're meeting and we're interacting with that we never really know other than through whatever social media platform that you meet or just online. And there's even teachers were saying that they've never met their students the whole year. They would never, they've only seen them on Zoom. They've never met them in person. So if they actually saw them walking around in a store locally, they probably wouldn't even recognize them. So it's the wave of the future.
Yes.
Wow.
That is true.
Well, I mean, that's all the questions that I have. I think it was very informative. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Is there anything else?
Thank you so much, Alice. Well, no, I think we have to be always prepared to whatever it comes. I mean, I think COVID was a good teacher. If you can take it like that. I mean, it has obviously many negative things, but the positives that we can take from it is that we adapt. We as human beings, we can adapt. As realtors, we can adapt. The clients can adapt. The technology is a blessing, as we were talking about. And when I was young, I wanted to be an astronaut. No, I mean it.
Okay.
And now, I mean, this experience with COVID is very similar, I guess, to being a space station, because you have to adapt and you have to use the resources that you have inside.
Mm-hmm.
So just adapt and be prepared. Be prepared for whatever it comes. Hopefully, our future is much brighter than it has been, but we have always to be prepared.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. If this pandemic happened at 20 years earlier, 30 years earlier, it would be a completely different experience than when it happened, which was now, when we have so much access to technology, which allows us to still communicate with people all around the world, right? Because we're not tethered to, we don't have to just use the phone. We have so many resources that there was no way this would have been the same experience otherwise.
That is true. It's totally true. We are so blessed that we have all the technology that we do. Pandemics have been before in the world, and they were not as lucky as we are now. Yes. So we have to just to embrace it and learn from it and take all the positive that we can. I mean, now, even when COVID is over, I assume we are going to continue with the Zoom meetings. We are going to continue with the Zoom showings. Why? Because it's convenient, because it's easier, because you don't spend time transporting yourself from one place to another. Absolutely. There are many things that we have learned that are going to be useful in the future, even without the COVID pandemic.
Right. I know. It's going to be hard for a lot of people to want to commute in traffic to get to a workplace in order to do their work when they've been allowed to do this from home for the last, year plus. So there's going to be some things that, there's going to be some transition pains. We had a little bit of transition pain when this first started, and now we get used to this new lifestyle, and going back is going to be another, we're all going to have to be flexible. That's the bottom line.
We have to adapt again. We have to adapt again, and we have to probably incorporate some of the things that we have learned through all of this period into our new life.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how quickly we adapt to things, because even just certain areas don't require masks. I feel so uncomfortable not wearing a mask now. I'm like, is this okay? Yes. Whereas in the very beginning, it was hard to get used to having to wear the mask. So, oh my gosh, so many things.
That is true. And it's interesting, because you go to one country and they are a little bit behind in vaccines and everything. So it's totally different. It's like a few months ago, and you go to another country and it's a little bit ahead of us. And country to country is totally different. So you have to really be aware of that, and just prepare on whatever you're going to do, wherever you're going to go. And
Absolutely. I know. International travel will be very interesting going forward.
That is true. That is true.
Well, thank you so much, Adriana. This was so fun. Thank you so much for spending time with me.
Alice, it's such an honor to have met you finally. And thank you so much for the time and the window that you gave me. It's really, really an honor. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. You take care. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you, Alice. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
You just tuned in to an episode of the Behind the Renovation podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to leave a review on iTunes, and don't forget to share this episode with your friends on social media. Just make sure to tag me at Alice T. Chan on Instagram. For all the deets from today's show, visit us at alicetchan.com, click on podcast, and access all of the show notes from this episode. Imagine me raising a glass to you, a mug in this case, to your renovation journey. Cheers to your new and improved home.